Hello, guys. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Not So Serious Talk, where we choose a random topic that interests us each week and talk about it along with some personal stories and facts. I got kind of stuck in there, but okay, I got through. Last time we couldn't upload any episode because of some audio issues, but we're back and we'll be consistent. So this week again, we're shooting this twice, I'm gonna be honest, but because this is such a good topic, we're gonna talk about it again so that you guys know about it as well. We're gonna talk about relationship, especially attachment styles in relationship, and we have a very special guest who is a person who's done her bachelor's, her master's, like she has a degree in psychology, so she's really real. Okay, she's real deal here. And she's a psycho counselor, but she'll introduce herself. We're gonna introduce her, we're gonna welcome her. Let's welcome Chungta.
Dong
All
dong
the time,
dong
Laksa.
dong 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 dong.
Okay, welcome. Hello, Chungta. Oh, we can't hear you.
Sonia almost did the accent.
That's
Sonia
not
has been like really doing a
okay.
lot of British
Listen,
accents.
no. It's like this. We can't hear you. That's the accent. Before I was just like freaking. It was nothing. Okay, that wasn't my best. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Hi, Chungta.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing good too. Thanks.
Yeah, we were just introducing you, saying that you are a psycho counselor and has done her degree in psychology, so she knows about this stuff in great detail about attachment styles in relationships. So that's what we're focusing on today. And
Yeah.
I'll be. I'm like
Okay.
hitting my mic way too much. You can start.
Okay, I'm Chungta Gurung. I'm a psychosocial counselor, a special education teacher, and a social worker. I've been interested in all these subjects, so that's why I am still doing it, and I shall continue doing it. Well, psychology is very vast and it's very interesting as well. So we'll be learning about just like one interesting thing about psychology today, right? So yeah, okay. All right, so attachment style is of four types. One is avoidant, the other one is anxious, and fearful avoidant, and the last one is secure. Okay, and well, let's start off with the anxious. Okay, so the anxious, since we're talking about relationships, so we'll be talking about the types of lovers. So these are the four lovers that I just mentioned. So let's start off with the anxious lover. So anxious are anxious lovers are very insecure. They tend to crave for the attention. They need validation, acknowledgement. So when they don't receive the validation and acknowledgement, they tend to be in a despair state. They are really sad. So they're like they have a lot of mood fluctuation. If they they do have those kind of stuffs. And the reason that they are like that is because when they were little ones, they the primary caretaker, like the mother or the the person who took care of them, they kind of love them, but then at the same time they weren't there for them emotionally, right? So they didn't get what when they really needed them. So that's the reason they always crave for the attention. So now next one is avoidant. Okay, avoidant is just the opposite of the anxious lover. So they they do not like they're not into intimacy, and they don't care about the validation or acknowledgement, and they are just like just into themselves, and they they are like that because like they never received any kind of love from their primary caretaker. So it's kind of like neglecting parents brought them up. So that's the reason like they never tend to have any kind of like intimacy. Yeah. So the one, another one is fearful avoidance. So the fearful avoidance is just the combination of anxious and the avoidant. So they do like crave attention just like the anxious. Okay, they need validation, but at the same time, just like the avoidant, they tend to um, avoid it, and then they do not want the intimacy. So it's like in between. I mean, like they're like hot and cold. Yeah, so the reason they are like that is because the primary caretaker, like they were there, but again, like they trying to didn't they kind of neglected their feelings, their emotions. So it was more of neglecting, as well as they were there, but then more of a neglecting parents, right? So now the last one is secured lovers are very um they love themselves, they love the people around them, and they have high self-esteem, and they are open for intimacy. And even if they fall in love either of any of the above categories, either avoidant or anxious or fearful avoidant, they are gonna be who they are. And if even if the avoidant, if they fall, let's say if they fall in love with the avoidant tends to run away, right? And they will let them go. They are not gonna like force them to stay. And let's say if they fall in love with the anxious ones, anxious are like kind of clingy, right? So they crave for the attention, so they will be there for them. Yeah, that's like, so it is like that. So the reason they are secured is because their emotional needs were always fulfilled by their parents, the primary caretaker. So they were loved immensely, and they received every support from their the caretakers. And so that's the reason they turn out to be a secure and very self-confident adult when they
Yes.
go. Mhm.
Basically perfect from
Yeah, from the
every way.
Mhm.
So you're saying there are four types: avoidant,
Mhm.
anxious, and fearful avoidant, and all three of these are not really good because their primary caretaker had
Mhm.
neglected them when they were
Mhm.
a little kid. I mean,
Mhm.
neglected, or you can say not taken good care of them, like of their emotional needs or physical needs, like especially mostly emotional, because like that's, I guess that's why we turn out like this, because of the
Mhm.
emotional side. But
Mhm.
yeah, what do you have to say, Pooja? Like,
I was gonna ask you, Chunta, like,
Yeah,
obviously the best one is the secure one, right? So
of
secure the
course.
boy banta, like
Mhm.
someone the best way. The tinda mo the worst sequence team pizza.
I
tama.
think I guess like all the three are like
Like
having.
worst skill,
But
like
like, which one
clingy
would
penny
you
worst,
would you
avoidant penny
not
worst.
not date at all? Like out of these three,
Of course the avoidant,
which one? Fearful ki aur ko wala?
I think the avoidant one, because the
Okay,
fearful is kind of
there.
they
Yeah,
seek for the
still
attention,
fearful. Yeah.
they do validate well, and they need validation too,
Mm,
right? So
mm,
I think the fear avoidant, but then like it's not because they choose to be, they like it's because like the way they were brought up, right?
mm-hmm,
And I think like it's also like it keeps changing too, like and then people also tend to like, if let's say someone is anxious, doesn't mean that the person will be anxious. They might change into secure as well if they really want to. It's all about awareness, right?
Mm.
Self-awareness. So if you're
hold on,
aware of
hold on,
yourself.
hold on, hold your thought. My battery is low. I'm gonna come
Oh,
back. So you were saying?
all right. So I was talking about the different kinds of attachment styles, right? The love, avoidant, anxious, and
Yeah.
fearful
So
avoidant, and the secure. Yeah.
yeah.
What
So
about
the
you,
worst
Sonia?
one for
Which one
you?
would you avoid?
Same. Like, I don't want an avoidant person. Like, I hate quitters. Like, जुन पनि relationshipमा compromise अलिअलि त हुन्छ, तर अर्को त हुन्छ नि, that you
Mm-hmm.
don't give up on your partner, right?
What?
अनि
Mm-hmm.
त्यही भएर मलाई त यो क्विट गर्ने मान्छेहरू मन पर्दैन. So I would not choose avoidant,
Mm-hmm.
like fearful avoidant त अलि at least avoidant भन्दा त अलि ठिकै रहेछ, but not really हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You?
Mm. I think I would try to avoid fearful avoidant because, like, at
Mm-hmm.
least like anxious sleeping, alikati
Mm.
clingy. I know what they are up to. Avoidant पनि I know what they're up to. तर यो fearful avoidance चाहिँ एकदम suspicious के. घरिघरि
Right.
चाहिँ मन परास् त, घरिघरि नमन परास् त, घरिघरि
Uh-huh.
clingy भएस् त, घरिघरि avoid गरिआस् त. What the heck you want?
Like, what do you want? Yeah,
And a
yeah,
confused
that's
soul.
good too. Yeah, that's a good. You change your
Yeah.
mind a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would rather like either you avoid me, fine.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
either you want to cling on to me, it's okay, but
Mm.
don't put me in the middle. I don't know what you want.
Mm.
You know,
Good
Mhm.
point there. Good point. But which one would you choose? Obviously, everybody's answer is same. I know.
Yeah.
yeah, of course, secure.
Secure.
By the way,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Secure.
audience, we did a survey, and then Americo, like after
Mm.
they will ask you like a
Quiz
bunch of
ka.
questions. And the
Mhm.
question might say based on that, तिमी
Mhm.
तपाईहरु कस्तो खालको lover हो भनेर answer
Mhm.
दिने थियो.
Mm.
Mhm.
But I don't know
What?
how much reliable those
Yeah.
questions were.
I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know. Kay malta secure pa and I'm pretty happy with the answer, so I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I got secure too, but I
Maybe
don't
you
know if I'm
answered.
secure. I doubt myself as secure.
You didn't answer correctly, probably, but no, I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't think you're avoidant though.
Mhm.
So,
depends. Okay.
oh
Depends.
yeah, okay. भन्दै
But anyways, yeah. So we'll
Block
put that
गर्ने
link.
बानी भन्दै
We're gonna put that link in the
Oh yeah.
description below, right? So
Mhm.
we'll put the link in the description, and then you can just check yourself as if you didn't know what kind of person you are, then you can find out about yourself.
Yes. And तपाईँ के भयो थियो के अरे छुङ्टादी तपाईँको टाइप के आएको थियो त्यसमा
Mine, it like when I checked it, like it was anxious. But then I know sometimes, yeah, I told you. I mean, like yeah, I forgot to mention that, like sometimes we can be anxious at the same time we can be secure, But I feel like I'm more of anxious, of course, right? But then I sometimes tend to be secured as well. So yeah, so it's like we can be in the combination of
all these, yeah.
the four of the categories that we have. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think
yeah.
oh no,
Mhm.
say and you can
Okay, so what I forgot to mention is like the one who's anxious, yeah, they kind of have self-esteem, low self-esteem, and I really had that, when I was growing up, and even now, like my self-esteem is even not that high as compared to like secure. They all have high self-esteem, right? They're confident and they love themselves so much, and then of course they love the people around them as well. But anxious people, they love other people, like their loved ones more than themselves. Like it's always like you before me. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, and
Chinta, but I feel like, I mean, I've never met you in person, but just talking to you like online over Zoom, I feel like you're, to me, like, I mean, you are like amazing. You're more than,
you're
you're
confident, yeah.
sharing,
It doesn't look like you have low
Thank you.
self-esteem, obviously.
Yeah, that's what like I started working on myself, like because I felt like I had seen myself become like a really low, right? And like yeah, so I had like this social phobia too, like I couldn't talk to anybody. There was a time like that, I literally used to get so nervous. But then over the time I use this exposure therapy. I mean, like if whatever fear you have, if you try to expose, like for example, from in my case, like I'm really I used to get nervous when I used to talk to the people, right? So I started talking more and more, and yeah, I started developing the confidence in me, and then yeah, it got better and better day by day.
good for
So
you.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no, it does work. Like a lot of like mental disorders, I can say that the exposure therapy is one of the treatment that they use, like for OCD too. Like the more exposed you are to your your fearful sides, I
Fear
guess.
factor.
Yeah, whatever you're afraid of, like the
Phobias.
more you're exposed to it, yeah, you're to your phobias. I mean, it could go either way, like
Yeah.
कहिले त अति नै बिगार्दिन नि सक्छ हैन, त्यो बेसी एक्सपोज गर्ने, त्यही भएर बिस्तारै गर्नुपर्छ,
Yeah, exactly.
एकैचोटी लेभल 100 मा जाने हैन नि त, लेभल 1
Right.
2 3 गर्दै.
Oh,
अनि त्यो सेल्फ एस्टिम पनि आई फिल लाइक आई डोन्ट नो, लाइक म त एज अ वुमन म केटीको मात्रै कुरा गर्न सक्छु. हाम्रो चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने सेल्फ एस्टिम माथि तल हुँदै जान्छ जस्तो लाग्यो, बिकज अफ हर्मोन्स टु. सो या, लाइक some days I'm freaking confident. I'm like, my ho. And some days there are days where I feel really low. So your self-esteem like up and down, right?
I think I agree with. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Yeah,
I totally understand. It's like month of the कुनै एउटा monthको एउटा दिनमा चाहिँ हैन, when I like सबैजना कोवर्कर, hello, how are you, what's up, what's good, हुन्छ नि. अनि फेरि कुनै दिन चाहिँ like I don't want to talk. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, And then कुनै बेला चाहिँ like like hi whatever you as a it's just so confused, okay? So like it's just I think there's like phases I would say like usually like hormones baseball kind of
yeah, and especially like because of period too, you know,
yeah,
like PMSing, yeah, all those stuff.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Mood
comes
fluctuates.
in play. Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
does. There's a great app called Flow. You guys can download it where you can track your
Really?
period and
No.
yeah, like your mood swings. You can put in any, I mean not anything, like के भन्छ त्यसमा चाहिँ यस्तो options हुन्छ क्या what is your mood like भनेर options हुन्छ. So you put that अनि तिम्रो कहिले कहिले त्यो हुन्छ, you can track it. It's really good for women.
Oh. Okay, we'll do that definitely. You know a lot of stuff.
I just know apps, okay? I'm always on my phone. That's why.
But that's amazing, you know. I'm getting to learn so many things from you.
So are we. Gosh, like we just learned about attachment styles. Yeah.
So I have a question, Chunta. So you know how you mentioned that you categorize, you understood yourself as certain category, right? To certain kind of like relationship category. And then knowing how you are, what are some of the strategies that you use to be more secure?
Okay, so yeah, so there are times like I really feel low and I feel like, you know, I kind of become so clingy sometimes, you know, which I don't like that. So yeah, what I try to do is I try to, you know, reflect back on what am I doing, and yeah, try to work on it by, you know, taking care of my, let's say, thoughts.
Has it ever happened? I mean, I don't want to ask you like very personal detail, but like had it ever happened like when you caught yourself like after taka thousand, oh my god, what the heck am I doing? Like, but have you ever caught yourself doing that and then in the middle you're like, I need to snap out of it?
I think it has happened, but not always, because sometimes you're so into, like, you know, you just get drowned, like it's going on, and you're not able to take control of your, you know, your emotions, your thoughts, just like making it so complicated. But yeah, I think it has happened once, but I don't remember exactly.
But the first step on the like knowing that I'm going through this and being self-aware.
Yeah, this is going a little off topic, sorry about that. But then yeah, we, like, you know, sometimes most of the people, I guess, like are not mindful. Like, you know, we tend to think about like either past or future, and that's where like our stress, you know, we overthink, overgeneralize, overstress, and that's where, like, you know, the things get more worse, and yeah, things get more complicated. So it's so important to be mindful to like being right at the present moment.
So after you said that, I kind of like मलाई त्यो अर्को thoughts आयो जुन चाहिँ I think anxiety जब हुन्छ नि panic attack anxiety त्यतिर यो कुरा use गर्छ क्या, like they say okay, look around and think of the first 5 things that you can see, or like the 5 things you can hear. हुन्छ नि, like find the top 5, like I mean get yellow things तिमी अगाडि जे जे अब यसरी color categorize गरेर यसो गरेर like try to चाहिँ उनीहरूलाई फेरि सेन्सेसमा ल्याउन खोज्छ किनभने जब प्यानिक अट्याक हुन्छ तब सबै कुरा हार्ट बिट बेसी, ब्रिदिङ चाँडो चाँडो भइरहन्छ, युआर नट ट्राई हुन्छ नि, काम गर्न सकिरहेको छैन आफूलाई, त्यही भएर त्यसमा सेन्सेसमा ल्याउनलाई चाहिँ बिस्तारै बिस्तारै यसो यही गर्छ कि हुन्छ नि सबै सेन्सको.
Yeah, right, we do that.
After hearing that, I kind of related to that.
Yeah.
And like coming back to the styles, like I was just gonna add one more thing on the avoidant, that yeah, like anxious-हरुमा पनि त्यही neglect or like hot and cold reaction दिएको थियो parents-ले. अनि तर avoidant-मा चाहिँ it's sometimes it's also because like their primary caretaker abandoned them when they were little, so they don't want to go through that pain again, so before anybody else like leaves them or उनीहरु like त्योभन्दा अगाडि नै उनीहरु छोड्छ के, because they don't want to go through the same pain again. So that's one thing I know.
Because they don't want to face that you know, feeling of abandonment. They're really scared of that.
And then they're also like another thing that I've heard that झन् हामीलाई जे कुरा familiar छ त्यसमै attracted हुन्छ भनेर क्या, just like avoidant लाई अब abandon गर्ने मान्छेहरु नै अझै attracted लाग्छ हैन, जस्तै anxious लाई चाहिँ त्यो मान्छे झन् मन पर्छ जसले चाहिँ उलाई घरि माया गर्छ घरि माया गर्दैन, झन् त्यस्तै कुरामा attracted हुन्छ because they're familiar with it, and this is like very कस्तो like confusing चिज छ के that our
Yeah,
mind does, that our brain
right.
does, you know.
Anxious, they never fall. I mean, I don't know, it's never, but then yeah, hardly they fall in love with the love anxious itself, you know, because both are clingy, right? So yeah, both are like addict. So when they receive the love from the love addict, you know, they kind of get bored, and they're not like, they don't get, you know, attracted to them. So they get more attracted to the ones who like kind of avoid them. Yeah, and then kind of like you said, give attention, right? So
I mean, they need attention, but
of
whenever
course,
like someone is giving them, I guess they're like, "Oh, I am getting it. Do I deserve it?" Like kind of
yeah,
like self-sabotaging, you know. Some
yeah.
people are like that.
I think the bottom line, like, I just want to ask you, like, you know, like all those different type, like getting to know what type you are, like the one should try to understand kind of person or what kind of relationship you are into, or what category you fall under, and then reflect yourself. And then if you know, want to be, if you want to work towards something, then you got to understand first of all where you belong, right? तिमी कहाँ छौ, तिमी कुन क्याटेगोरीमा पस्छौ, अथवा आफै आफूले चिनाउनुको लागि चाहिँ maybe यो क्याटेगोरीहरु मध्येमा चाहिँ it helps to at least तिमी कहाँ छौ भनेर.
Identify yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So can I add one more?
Yeah.
First, it's so important to know yourself, right? So most of us, like, I mean, yeah, and we don't know ourselves, but then we just, you know, try to get into the relationship, and then, you know, those the reason of breakup is also because of that, because we don't try to understand ourselves, neither the person, right? So things get you know, more like, you know,
it gets unhealthy and toxic.
Yeah, unhealthy. Yeah, so it's so important to know oneself, and once you know yourself, and of course when you start reflecting yourself, then you know what you have to do, right? And then you start taking care of yourself, like, you know, be it physically or mentally, and then, you know, when you start loving yourself, of course you will love others too, right? So,
yeah. And it's really important to first like be complete by yourself, and then go ahead and try to complete others, or like be complete together. I mean, don't think that oh म अरु भयो भने मात्र म कम्प्लिट हुन्छु कि त मैले अरुलाई कम्प्लिट गर्नुपर्छ, हैन, पहिला आफैमा कम्प्लिट भयो, आफैमा कन्टेन्ट ह्याप्पी हो, त्यसपछि बल्ल हुन्छ नि that you can make the relationship happy as well, and people
I'm so
around you
glad,
happy.
Sonia, you brought that. It says एउटा relationship को एउटा मान्छे एउटा coach जस्तोले भनेको क्या, like don't say that the other part मान्छेले चाहिँ तिमीलाई complete गर्छ भनेर. Our relationship is complete because of each other भनेर हैन कि it should go side by side, something like that. कस्तो मजाले भनेको थियो क्या. So what do you mean, like उ नभए भने तिमी incomplete, like what are you talking about, you know what I mean? So I think it was a very good point that you brought up, like you need to like अब एकअर्का हामीहरू individual as a person we need to work, you know, हामीहरू जस्तो छौँ त्यस्तो हुन्छ नि. अब कोही anxious हुन्छ नि, कोही just thinking, for me, I think there are times when I become anxious, there are times when I become fearful, there's times when I become fearful avoidant, there's time when I become secure. So knowing like म कुन चाहिँमा पढ्छु अनि मैले के गर्दाखेरि राम्रो हुन्छ, that's something, you know, that's good for मलाई, you know. So yeah, but anyways, going back to your point, what was you saying?
We're getting really serious in this topic.
Yeah,
but
man, like it's not so serious, and we're like
तर हैन, like कुनै कुनै एपिसोड चाहिँ अलि सिरियस राख्नुपर्छ, because it's not something to joke about, and a relationship को बारेमा त I mean अलि yeah, you need to be with someone who can make you laugh too, having sense
humor
of humor
is a number one thing. Humor
okay,
is number
let's
one
do this.
thing.
तपाईको top 3 things in a relationship. Okay, moving on from this, like यही same relationship के बारेमा, तर moving on from attachment styles. तपाईको 3 भन्नु, 3 main category that you want in your partner.
Mine?
Yeah, तपाईँ दुवै जना.
Okay, qualities or what do you mean?
Yeah, qualities.
Okay, so I think respect is the most important thing that comes on the top. I feel like if you have respect for one another, then of course the love will be there, right? And the second one is like, you know, I think you need to be understanding, right? And third one is caring. Yeah, these 3 top mostly.
मलाई चाहिँ तिमीले मलाई एकदम स्पटमा बनायो क्या, actually.
What?
One is number one first मा चाहिँ I think responsible. The person has to be very responsible, है, एकदमै. अनि त्यसपछि अर्को चाहिँ like obviously उसले भनेको respectful, अनि अर्को चाहिँ like vision. That person should have vision. Like अब के गर्छु, you know, moving forward, what do I do? अब हामीहरुको life कस्तो बनाउन सकिन्छ अथवा you know, I want that person to have some kind of vision. So I think love caring पनि चाहिन्छ.
हैन सबैतिर सबै चाहिन्छ तर लाइक टप 3 भन्नु भनेको नत्र त लिस्ट त कति लामो छ नि लिस्ट त धेरै लामो छ you cannot
6 packs
but 3 things you cannot compromise with. You're like no यो त हुनै पर्छ टाइपको के
responsible.
Yeah, same. अब म चाहिँ तपाईँ दुईटाको एन्सरबाट मिलाएर भन्छु.
Responsible.
अनि आफ्नो पनि छ, okay? अनि अब responsible-मै पर्छ ambitious everything, okay? Because I want a guy to be ambitious. I don't want like खै के गर्ने हेर्यौं टाइपको. No, like आफ्नो लाइफमा हुन्छ नि के गर्ने अलिकति म त्यस्तो बेसी ambitious पनि पुरा म हुन्छ नि माउन्ट एभरेस्ट चढ्छु टाइपको हैन. तर अलिकति हुन्छ नि ambitious भएको मन पर्छ कि मलाई चाहिँ. तर त्यस responsible-मै पर्छ. So third thing is the humor that I was talking about. I need to laugh every day, okay? There you go. There's the 3 top things.
Okay, would you rather like
what? Okay, would you rather?
would you rather एकदमै lazy हैन एकदमै lazy कि त cheater
What is this?
Like yeah, दुईटा मध्ये कुन चाहिँ छान्छौ? Would you rather
lazy or a cheater?
Of course lazy.
त्यही भने लाइक त्यो लेजीलाई त के जसरी भए पनि उठाउने हो हैन तर त्यो चीटरलाई त के अब once you cheat you're out of my life.
तर एकदमै लेजी के एकदमै उठ्दै नउठ्ने लेजी के
my gosh but अर्को चीटर छ नि त के गरौँ त
फाल्दिने के लाइक
झगडा गर्दै बस्छु तर अब के गर्ने त चीटरसँग बस्छु न त.
Once a cheater is always a cheater, so I won't choose a cheater. At no cost.
Yeah, like I believe in giving second chances. People could change themselves, but usually they're so actually got it, and then it's hard to build that trust again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Once it's broken.
Yeah, see that. Tapai ke garte ho? Cheater like
lazy.
Yeah. Lazy like at least we could motivate, no? Like what that person likes, and then they understand like they like motivate गरेर we can make him better, I guess.
तर यस्तो हो नि त ल के यस्तो ल unambitious मान्छे तर एकदमै हुन्छ म त केही पनि गर्दैन त्यही लेजी नै भन्नु लेजी unambitious responsibility पनि लिदैन अरे हैन यस्तो हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो खालको नराम्रो छ अरे तर but he's really respectful, loving, caring कि त अर्को साइडमा चाहिँ he like एकदमै एम्बिशियस रेस्पोन्सिबल छ तिम्रो सबै कुरा लाइक हुन्छ नि रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटीहरु पनि लिन्छ हैन टेक केयर गर्छ बट isn't loving or caring त्यो साइडै देखाउँदैन रे के रोमान्टिक साइड कुन चाहिँ लिन्थ्यो त्यो दुईटामा
I would choose the first one.
The one who's loving, caring.
Yeah, because I think that is so important for me. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like no choice, so exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm not respected, and what to do with the things that he gives, right?
Yeah.
What to do? I mean, I can provide myself. I'm an independent woman.
Wait, but love or caring कि गर्दै नगर्ने त हैन नि त हैन र
तर त्यसो साइडै नदेखाउने के he's not like हुन्छ नि मतलब रेस्ट तिम्रो लागि अब भन्नाले अब हुन्छ नि रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी लिन्छ तिम्रो लागि हैन अब हुन्छ नि मतलब सबै गर्दिन्छु भने हैन not like a sugar daddy or anything but हुन्छ नि एकदमै त्यो वेमा चाहिँ गर्छ बट अब मान्छेलाई त अलिकति हुन्छ नि लभ इमोशनल साइड पनि चाहिन्छ नि त तर त्यो चाहिँ देखाउँदैन रे के so
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, now you don't know. You have
I have no idea. It's so hard.
दुईटा मान्छे छ अर्थमा लास्ट so एकजनालाई त लिनै पर्छ.
I would choose the first one only without any doubt.
I think I might choose the second one.
Second one.
I mean, love already got takes a responsibility एकदमै हुनुपर्छ के because I feel like if the person is not responsible then like I don't know if I can like I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Timi?
मैले नि आन्सर गर्नुपर्छ.
Yeah, of course.
उ यसो भन्छ लभ पनि गर्ने रेस्पोन्सिबल पनि आदि आदि.
हैन हैन अब कसरी भनौं नि आदि आदि would you rather अब खै के भन्ने के लाइक एकदमै गाह्रो छ तर अब
एकदमै रुदै साइकलको पछाडी हैन कि त ठिकै रुदै अनि BMW मा what would you rather I'm sorry guys if we sound too materialistic but for the lack of better example मैले यस्तो example दिन पुगे
तर maybe like okay loving नै लिन्छु किनभने maybe मेरो धेरै माया गर्छ नि त मलाई अनि त्यही भएर मैले पनि धेरै माया गरेर maybe I can inspire them to like take
Yeah,
Oh my
responsibility.
god. Oh my
Inspired
god. त्यसो भने त धेरै माया गर्दा गर्दा म नि उसलाई एकदम मायालु बनाइदिन्छु ल रेस्पोन्सिबल पनि अनि मायालु पनि टर्न हुन्छ त्यसो
त्यही त
भने
रेस्पोन्सिबल बनाइदिन्छु नि त अब त्यही त त्यस्तो हुँदैन धेरै ओके ठिकै छ म कस्तो
But anyways, did you guys
बेकारमा सोधेँ
talk about the love languages though? Love
Yeah,
language हुन्छ नि कसैको
languages.
gift.
Mhm.
Yeah.
या भन्नु न कुन टाइप्स हुन्छ मान्छेहरू अडियन्सलाई थाहा छैन होला
I really don't know. I know the gift type. I know
Five
the
language.
Oh my God, hold
yeah.
I think I read that book.
They are act of
Active.
service, gift
Okay.
giving, physical touch, quality
Yeah.
time, and word of
Yeah.
affirmation.
ओके
Yeah.
ल
So
यसलाई
you
नेपालीमा पनि
even
ट्रान्सलेट गरेर
know-
भन्नुहोस्
भनेको चाहिँ अब के अरे कार्य गरेर
ल एकछिन नै तपाईँ इङ्ग्लिसमा भन्नु म नेपाली ट्रान्सलेट
Okay.
गर्छु ओ माइ गॉड तपाईँको कार्य
So पाँचवटा love languagesहरू चाहिँ act of service,
भनेको
gift
चाहिँ केही
giving.
काम एकछिन न केही काम गरेर मतलब सर्भिसलाई के भन्छ काम गर्नु कसैको
Yeah.
लागि
सेवा
सेवा गर्नु हो सही
अर्को चाहिँ
अनि?
gift giving.
त्यो चाहिँ एकदमै गिफ्ट दिनु गिफ्ट त नेपालीमा पनि बुझ्छ गिफ्ट दिनु
Physical touch.
त्यो चाहिँ अब फिजिकली
Hug.
hug and cuddling अरू पनि
Yeah.
physical thingsहरू yeah
Yeah, cuddling or
Quality
not
time.
emotional mostly physical कुन टाइप
Quality time.
या क्वालिटी टाइम त्यो भनेको चाहिँ कसैको लागि टाइम दिनु कसैलाई
yeah, like
Yeah.
a time.
अनि
Yeah.
Any
दिँदैन।
words of affirmation.
त्यो चाहिँ
Yeah.
शब्दको मात्रै हो त्यो
Validate.
चाहिँ जस्ट आई लभ यु भन्ने तर मुखले
Like,
मात्रै
validate
एक्ज्याक्टली
गर्ने, acknowledge गर्ने।
या लाइक यो चाहिँ पाँचवटा टाइपको चाहिँ ल्याङ्ग्वेजेसहरू हो भाषाहरू भनौँ लभको होइन अनि
त्यही त,
सबैको
अनि
आफ्नो आफ्नो वे आफ्नो आफ्नो
हुन्छ।
लाइक देखाउने हुन्छ अनि आफूलाई के अरे लिन मन लाग्ने हुन्छ कि अब जस्तै मेरो लागि चाहिँ इट्स quality time and acts of
Yeah.
services because like I want to spend time with my lover and
course.
also I want them to put effort on me. If I don't see that,
course.
then
Mhm.
मेरो त
मेरो त तिनटा छ।
कुन हो नि
मेरो
तपाईँको
service, quality time, अनि त्यसपछि त्यो word of affirmation, validation.
oh you need the validation
कस्तो राम्रो देखेको हो
त्यही त बिहान बिहान उठेर छुङटा I love you
No, not that. It's like when you do something like out of love, then at least like, you know.
no but like तपाईँको टप चाहिँ वान के हो
Top one, the quality time.
okay तपाईँको
oh,
मेरो नि क्वालिटी टाइम एक्स अफ सर्भिसेस ओके मेरो चाहिँ क्वालिटी टाइम तपाईँको
I think act of service होला
and then after that
and
त्यो चाहिँ
then
सबैको मेन हो
and then I'll go to quality time and then physical touch,
Yeah.
word of
yeah.
affirmation, and then gift
Mm.
giving.
same
Yeah, मेरो पनि त्यही हो। Yeah, acts of
no
service.
तपाईँको त बिचमा validation and then physical touch
yeah.
and then gift
No,
the
first
gift
of all,
like gift आजकलको मतलब it doesn't mean anything like unless
Yeah.
you're really materialistic हैन त्यो
Yeah.
भने मात्रै हो नत्र त मोस्टली आजकल मान्छेहरूले they can just हुन्छ नि मतलब I don't know अहिले खै अब मैले चिन्ने मान्छेहरू चाहिँ भनौँ न मेरो अराउन्ड सर्कल्सहरू मैले चिनेको चाहिँ त्यस्तो टु मटेरियलिस्टिक छैन त्यही भएर त्यो गिफ्ट चाहिँ जहिले लास्टमै हुन्छ
Oh, yeah, same.
Materialistic त छैन कसले Sonia is saying.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, okay.
त्यही love language नबुझेर नै अब हुन्छ नि अब कसैको के हुन्छ कसैको के हुन्छ त्यो नबुझेर नै अब त्यो रिलेसनशिप इश्यूज पनि त्यही कारणले पनि आउँछ
Exactly, because you don't understand, yeah.
Also because of that attachment style हैन किनभने अब थाहा हुँदैन नि त अब के अट्याचमेन्ट स्टाइल हो भनेर हैन अब म के हो त्यो ऊ के हो हैन अनि त्यो कारण र यो लभ ल्याङ्ग्वेज नबुझेर नै हुन्छ नि झगडाहरू हुने किन बुझिरहेछ नि त आफूलाई त अब लेट्स से एङ्ग्सियस र अभोइडेन्ट फेयरफुल अभोइडेन्ट आफूलाई नै बुझेकै हुँदैन नि त हैन त्यही भएर नै अब सिक्योरली मात्रै त आफूलाई बुझेको हुन्छ नि त आफ्नो सराउन्डिङलाई बुझ्न कोसिस गर्छ नि त हैन त्यही भएर चाहिँ उनीहरू चाहिँ अब सिक्योर लभ पर्यो भने त इट्स गन बी बेस्ट के तर अब सिक्योर इफ लाइक अरू लाइक फेयरफुल अभोइडेन्ट या अभोइडेन्ट अर एङ्ग्सियससँग पर्यो भने दे विल हेभ रिलेसनसिप इस्युज हैन अनि अब सिक्योरले त जहिले पनि लाइक सर्ट आउट त गर्न कोसिस गर्छ बट देन अब त्यो अर्को पार्टनरमा अब उसले नै सर्ट आउट गर्न कोसिस गरेर एउटा हातले त ताली बज्दैन नि त सो सिक्योर भयो भने चाहिँ इट्स गन बी लाइक यु नो रियली गुड रिलेसनसिप क्या तर अब यो तिनटासँग भयो भने चाहिँ राम्रो पनि हुनसक्छ नहुनु पनि सक्छ क्या So
there's a good analogy which is 1 + 1 = 2 it's a fact and it's a universal truth but your relationship you have to make it 1 + 1 = 3 because it's not that एउटा भएर 2 मात्रै हुने हैन half half भयो नि त त्यो हैन 1 + 1 = 3 भनेको चाहिँ you're complete by yourself, you're individualistic, okay, like आफ्नो individuality छ अनि सँगै बसेर चाहिँ you create something else, like something beautiful out of it, okay.
Wow.
So yeah,
so intellectual like podcast हुन्छ है म चाहिँ like second date update awkward Tuesdays सुन्दै okay if Chunta you don't know I will send you the link.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Well, it
But
can be
anyways.
helpful next time. I mean, अहिले त अलिकति सेयर चाहिँ गरिरहेको छु maybe अर्को बेला अलि नच सेयर गर्दा तपाईको एउटा फनी चीजहरु भन्नु न.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we should do something like
oh wait, video नै गयो
we should do a podcast with something like light topics, guys, like embarrassing moments.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Are you up for that, Chunta?
Of course, I have.
Have you had like? Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah, I do
perfect. Because I don't have a lot, but yeah,
I do have a lot of it. But let's see how many I remember.
Yeah, let's
list
do it.
बनाएर ल्याउने त्यो दिन हामी हाँस्छौँ सबैजनादेखि.
Yes.
अनि अर्को चाहिँ अहिले नै भ्युअर्सहरूलाई भनिदिन्छु probably next podcast चाहिँ on ghost stories, which I'm not really a fan of, तर let's do it. It's मैले धेरै मान्छेले at least one ghost story चाहिँ गर्छ के podcastहरु बनाउनेले, and I'm also fascinated, even though it's gonna scare the out of me, so still.
It's gonna, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead Friday as well.
Exactly. त्यो दिन त भयंकर स्टोरी लिएर आउँछु हामी.
One story each, right?
Anyway, so के अरे एकदमै अहिले हैन आज हैन next time तर एकदम राम्रो podcast भयो. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting.
तपाईको exactly एकदमै राम्रो insightful चीजहरु जुन भन्नुभयो. I think it's going to be really helpful for the viewers too. अनि हामीलाई त helpful छँदैछ. अनि त्यो link पनि म comments मा राख्दिन्छु. I'm going to put the love languages link to after like search गरेर so that people can look हुन्छ नि के चाहिँ हो उसको love languages. So yeah, त्यो आफू self aware भयो भने it's more helpful.
Of course, and also the 5 language को बारेमा आफुलाई थाहा पाए नि of course आफुलाई थाहा हुन्छ तर आफ्नो पार्टनर को बारे पनि थाहा पाए भने लाइक उलाई चाहिँ के चाहिन्छ हैन त्यो थाहा पायो अनि प्लस अनि यो अट्याचमेन्ट स्टाइल को बारेमा पनि थाहा पायो आफ्नो पार्टनर को बारेमा पनि थाहा पायो भने चाहिँ दुवै जनाले वर्क गरेर गरिन्छ I'm sure the relationship is going to be so beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah. They have self awareness.
Your last takeaway, Pooja?
Thank you, Chunta, and viewers, like let us know in the comment section what do you guys think. Any topical love language cue, topical relationship style cue, you know, we'll be curious
attachment
to know
style,
more about you. Attachment, what do you guys just say? Okay,
relationship style.
Yeah.
Attachment relationships.
Your attachment style, like the kids are like, we're just curious to know about more about you. Ani Theo, if we had said something that like, you know, I don't know.
Which is maybe कतिजना they know more
unintentional
about it अनि अलि wrong केही information छैन. We're sorry, okay? We're not perfect. Like अलि wrong हुन सक्छ, but yeah, we're trying as much as we can to bring out this information to you guys.
Thank you for watching.
Yes. Bye bye. See you next week.